welcome to the Binding channel. I'm Maddie and I run The Binding, which is my graphic design and branding studio. It's a one-woman show and I just really want to show you the behind the scenes of what happens. It's so easy to put up the final picture of a project that's so pretty and pristine and just think that that's easy to throw together. And I really want to show the behind the scenes of all the effort and time that goes into doing these projects, from the initial replying to the emails, quoting, the liaising just to get the client on board, and then going through the concept phase, the revisions, the final touches, and then packaging everything up and getting that through. And that's just like for general digital projects or branding and whatnot, and like all the other services that I provide, and how I keep afloat doing all of that. A lot of the times it is a struggle. There's a lot of late nights, early mornings, probably because I just am kind of a say yes gal and figure out how to do it later, which sometimes doesn't go in my favor when you just say yes to everything and there's only 24 hours in a day. So I'll talk you through those crazy times and my learnings and probably advice that you can take on not to do that. But apart from that, yeah, just the lifestyle that comes with running your own business. I'm currently living at my parents' place. My partner and I, we've been here for a year now, just because we've been saving up to buy our own place, and we are in the process of buying our own unit. So we're going to go back to having our own space again, which is so nice. We lived together for 6 years before we moved back here, and I'm going to be dedicating the spare room as my studio, as we did in our last apartment, which I'm so excited to have my own space again. So I want to talk you through kind of like what I'll be doing with this space and my inspiration, and once I have a bit more of a routine and our own space, like the daily routines and what I get up to and things that inspire me and keep me on track and motivated, and just the Gold Coast lifestyle and running your own business. So I thought that would be interesting. If you watch this and have any requests, comment below. Let me know if there's things that I've missed out on. If you want to know more things about, my personal background or the business, or just literally anything within design or personal wise, I'm an open book. So the goal with this is I'd love to do it monthly. It's not always easy to pull your phone or camera or something out and just record every moment. So I'll either do a recap of things, or as best as I can record it in the moment, and then just give you an overview of the month and what's happening, kind of like the highs, the lows, the learnings, things I'll take on moving forward, and all those little tidbits. So I hope this comes in handy for any of you that are going out on your own or have always just been curious about what happens behind running your own business. If you do enjoy this, don't forget to subscribe. Like I said, I'm going to be aiming for a monthly drop and overview of everything that happens. I also live under a flight path, which is great for filming. Well, welcome to the first episode of the Binding YouTube channel, and I hope you enjoy, and I hope to see you around in more of the videos. So this month I feel like I really made the most of the freelance life and got out there and explored quite a bit. I went up to Brisbane one day and went to the creative mornings with a friend, and we went to cafes and explored, and I brought her back down to the Gold Coast to show that off to her. Fun fact, I actually studied with her and I outsourced my overflowing work to her, so I'm sure you'll see more of her popping up throughout the vlogs. But it was just a really nice sense of what was to come for the rest of the month. So I've just arrived in Sydney. I've got my hire car and I'm going to start the drive up to Newcastle. I need some caffeine and some food, so I'm going to do a stop, show you a little montage of where I go, a convenient place near Sydney Airport if you're ever around here and need some food. And I'll talk you through what this next few days has involved and how this came about, which is so random. But I'll talk to you soon. The grounds of Alexandria, just near the Sydney airport. The reason I'm here is because I wanted to go to this business retreat where you went away for a few days to Shoal Bay, which is a few hours north of Sydney. I'm from the Gold Coast, so obviously I have to fly in and do all that stuff. The retreat worth around $1,100, which I see the value in because you get all these workshops and access to people, and you get the accommodation and you get fed and all of these things, so well worth it. But at this stage of my life where I'm saving for a deposit, I just couldn't really justify forking out that much. And the other day she put up a competition saying that there was a space available to win, and I entered in that competition and I ended up winning, which is crazy and so cool. I still had to fork out money to get flights and one extra night accommodation because the flights couldn't get me in at a normal time on one of the days that I wanted to. So, and also I couldn't fly into Newcastle, which is closer to Shoal Bay. I had to fly into Sydney, hire a car and drive up. But I'm all for the adventure, that's fine. So yeah, I'm down here for a few days this week. I've flown into Sydney, got my caffeine and some food, and I'm gonna drive up to Shoal Bay now, stay one night there. I'm actually really excited just to have an afternoon and a night to myself, no distractions. I'm probably just gonna, it's like kind of overcasty, which I'm really into because I'm probably just gonna hibernate and get some work done. I'll try film as much as I can over the next few days. Awkward, I think someone's watching me video. I guess I should kind of like say what I want to get out of the workshops and this whole next few days and see if that kind of happens. So I guess, yeah, going into this, I'm at a stage of my business where I'm like, things are really flowing. I've got a good amount of work, which is amazing. I'm just feeling all the growth pains, and I feel like I've had these goals and I've ticked them off, and then you just get to that point where you're just like, okay, what's next? Like, things are flowing, things are still really exciting, but I'm like, I feel like I need a bit of a clarity moving forward. Like, other things, I'm really clear that I want to keep things small. I got to a stage earlier last year where I was at the point where I could bring on more people, and I started to do that, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have the agency world, have my own space, have all these people. And I was like, actually the reason I do this is for the freedom. Don't mind all the trucks and stuff going by, but the main reason I do this is because of the freedom, and getting a space and more overheads and people and all that stuff didn't allow for the freedom side of things. So came back to the decision that I'm just gonna, when I'm overflowing with work, I have one of my friends who I studied with, I hand out some work to help me in those crazy times, and just keep it small, work from home. Small as in like size, but big goals, still global, still cool big projects, but I just want to be the main source of doing it all, which there's a lot of problems that come with that as well, because if you're the main source that does everything, then that's a lot of time that you need to put into the admin side, the creative side, the make sure the pipeline's healthy with work, which is very straining. So I guess that's my biggest bottleneck at the moment. And what I'd love to get some clarity with moving forward from this workshop is maybe some strategies I can put in place to grow with, I guess, intention, and like laying the foundations now. So when I do grow, or when I like move forward, I've just got like, yeah, the right intentions and the right vision for it all, and the right plan. So hopefully just a bit of time, like you just get so stuck on working on the client work. I talk to so many friends in the same position where you're like, I have all these plans, but I just can't get to it because I'm overflowing with client work. So this is the next few days where I can just like kind of allow some time to put some love back into my business and back into my plan. So I have some goals and some things to work towards, and a bit more of a stronger vision, rather than just be like, yeah, I'm doing all the work. What for? So yeah, I'll let you know how that goes, give a little bit of a montage of what we get up to. And I'm just so grateful that I won this position, because I really wanted to go and just financially didn't align, and here we are. So I'm so excited and so thankful. I'll put all the links to the page below. It's run by Pip from the Conscious Playground, and she started a new page called Out of Office. She's run this before, and I believe she'll probably run more if it keeps going the way it is. So I'll put all the links below as well if, you know, this sparks some interest for you and you're intrigued about it, and I'll let you know how it goes for me and what I get out of it. But yeah. I've just arrived. I'm on like the drive come down. Had like 3 hours of driving, concentrating on the road, so just had like a sit down for a moment in silence just to regather myself. But it's so nice to visit back here. Darcy and I, when we first visited here, we kind of fell in love with the place. It's just got such a nice vibe, so it's nice to be back here. And it's so funny, the place that we're staying at for the retreat. Like, we purposely pulled over and took pictures of on film because we thought it was so cute. So it's nice that I actually get to stay there and get to look at it now. I'll try to find the photo and insert it and see if I can find it. But yeah, I'm just gonna go get some takeaway, probably some pizza. I was considering going and having a little date on my own and sitting somewhere, but I think I just want takeaway and just sit in bed, eat, do a bit of work. Yeah, I arrived here a bit later than I thought I would. So I'm just gonna chill out, get some food, go for a wander, maybe catch the sunset in the next half an hour, and literally work tonight, work tomorrow. Not very exciting scenes, but gotta get shit done in between all this stuff. Destination. It's actually turned out to be a really beautiful day. It was meant to be quite overcast, which it kind of is, but the sun's out. I'm gonna go find a cafe, do some work, let my hair dry, and then move on to the beautiful place for the retreat. So I just got here. I think I'm gonna cry. It's so beautiful. So once everyone had arrived and we had a few hours to settle in and get on top of any last emails or just kind of take in where we were at because it was so beautiful, we jumped into the first workshop, which was run by the marketing and PR guru Alicia from Harper Collective, and it was all about clarifying our brand message, which I feel we were just like all so thankful that we did because we just had a lot of questions and it really refined a few things in all of our minds, which was so good. And then once we'd finished that, we spent the last bit of the day doing some beautiful restorative yoga and had the most delicious meal, freshly cooked by the Burberry Whole Foods team, who catered the whole 3 days. It was just a beautiful way to end the day. So it's day 2 at the retreat. We started the day actually in silence, and we spent this time just kind of slowing things down or spending the time to work on whatever needed our focus. And for me, that was some final branding touches for a client. So that was really nice to get out of the way. We then went downstairs and started our second workshop, which was led by neuroscientist Shelley from Vitae, I think that's how you say it, which was all about unlocking our potential by focusing on growth mindset, which was so good. We had a beautiful lunch break to refuel, and the thing before every meal by the Burberry team is they would explain how and why they made it and the availability and benefits of the ingredients, which was always really fascinating. And even though it had only been less than 24 hours of all of us knowing each other as a group, we all just clicked really well and ended up deciding to have a slow afternoon and enjoy the sunset and connect over conversation, which led to enjoying a glass of wine with dinner after some Nidra style yoga. It was such a restful and restorative day, but I also felt challenged enough through the workshops and through the conversations, and felt like I got a lot out of that. So we started off the final day by getting amongst nature and walking up the Tamari Mountain, which looks over the Shoal Bay and into Fingal Bay as well. This it definitely gets the heart racing with its steep incline. It was so worth it when we reached the top and got a glimpse of the epic views. And once we returned to the house, we did our final packing up and all sat down individually and visualized and planned ahead our next few months. And sadly, then we all said our last goodbyes and I headed to the airport. So I'm just driving out of Shoal Bay and I thought I'd do the smart thing and try and film and drive at the same time. But no, and the main reason I wanted to do it is because it's all fresh in my mind from this experience. I just want to start talking out while I'm driving. I feel like that's red. I really enjoy the commute because it always, like, things always come to mind and I can think things through. But I'm so beyond thankful that I won this trip. Like, it still feels so surreal, and I just like, it's just like this inner guilt. I'm just like, why did I get this? It's so good. But also one thing I learned from this and that I have been trying to work on for a while is to own it and not feel guilty and be happy. That's always fun. To be happy and proud and own it. Like, I do deserve good things in my life. Un momento. Okay, so reposition the camera. That was a bit of a schmozzle. But yes, just owning the fact that I can have good things in my life, and as I think like Brene Brown or someone says like that whenever you feel like something good is happening in your life, you always like this niggling thing inside is like justifies like, oh my god, something good's happening now, so therefore something bad's gonna happen down the track, and just trying to fight that conversation in my life and just go, I am deserving of this. Anyway, that was good. And just the women on this retreat were so lovely. We just like day one connected so well, and everyone just like had their own businesses, was doing their own thing. And yeah, some of the workshops we did was just about like refining our message and thinking. Like, I'm very good on my social media about like talking through my creative process, which I think is still interesting to do because people want to know what you put into your work and what they're going to get out of it when they're dealing with you. But also like filling in the gaps of like, okay, helping people identify if this is your problem, this is how I help, or helping them picture themselves in my services, which was really cool. So I need to have a bit more of a thought around that content I can put together to help people identify that I can help them, I can help guide them through their problem and be the solution. So that was really good. And we actually had like an elevator pitch, bit of a practice at the beginning, like the first day, and then we all did it at the like just before we left which was really cool. We were all very like confident in like what we were doing and like saying it, and yeah, took it, like put our pieces together, what we got out of it, and it was all very positive. And yeah, it was just a really good reminder, stop that guilt of like taking time out and slowing down. Everything moving forward with intention was a very big thing as well. And then we had so that was one of the workshops about like messaging and marketing for our business. Then we had another workshop which was this neuroscientist, and she came in and talked about like the brain and psychology and like talking about leadership. So obviously leadership within like interacting with our clients, but also leadership if we have teams or people that we work with. So that was like incredibly interesting, just the brain and life and how things work and how we react in situations, and also not just thinking about how we react, but like identifying, okay, these are these personality traits, so now that we know that that's them, this is how we should voice that to them, because that's how they're going to channel it, or that's what's going to make sense to them. And super interesting. That was a big day yesterday with that workshop. It actually ended up going a bit longer than it was meant to, but we were also like involved in it. And then I had my astrological reading, which was so interesting. It was just like really good at pulling things and like aligning it and being like, this is why you do this, and like just, I didn't really know what I wanted out of it. I was just like, I just want some clarity and just to kind of, yeah, just hear what you have to say. And she really confirmed a few things, and I think a common theme that came out of that as well is just that I play down myself a lot. Like I don't know what it is, but I'm just very bad at like owning what I'm doing and just like being proud of, I am proud of it, but just like voicing it and just like having those conversations, and not like, I'm just so worried that I come across as like a douche who's just like, I do this and I'm doing that and things are going well, but also I have struggles with this and that. Like, I don't know, just a thing I got to work through. So owning it and voicing it. And one thing that came up that was really interesting so she ended up like, there was like this thing in my career, I can't remember the exact thing, but it was almost about just like where I will make the most money and most success is when I'm doing things unconventional and creative. I'm like, that's literally what I do now. But but then also being like very techie and creative and putting your voice out there and doing things in your own way. And just like something that was talking about technology and stuff, and literally that day I got an email from YouTube from my other channel for the Essentials Club, which is where all my DIY tutorials are for my blogger. Obviously that's very like interactive and getting some good reactions, and I just got monetized for that channel the other day, yesterday I think. So that's very exciting. I was just like, well, my new career has started on this retreat. Not really, there's still like a lot of building to do there. I'm sure I won't make much at the beginning, but yeah, that was just very interesting. We had these beautiful cooks, specialists, making every meal, and it was all made from scratch. And before we'd eat, they'd just like talk us through, you know, what was going into it, the thought behind it, the just like mindfulness as well. Every time we eat, we should take the time to remember to like take in what we're about to do, because like our body literally needs time to be like, okay, we are about to eat, so then it can digest it better. But just like also from a mindful point of view, like slow down, enjoy the meal. I'm really inspired to like cook from scratch as well. Just like, it was very interesting, very nice. And then Pip, who does the Conscious Playground and also runs these out of office workshops, she did a few like little workshops like mindfulness, slowing down, meditation. We also had like a yoga teacher as well who did that. But yeah, Pip is just so good at just, you give her a problem or an idea or something, she's very good at just like picking it down to bite sizes where you're like, oh my god, that makes sense, and that's how I can make it actionable and what I can do moving forward. So I loved hearing her talk as well, and her helping us talk through the next few months and like planning ahead, and that was really good. Just a really bloody good few days. And then like to top it off over the weekend, like last week I went to Brisbane, drove up to Brisbane, met my friend, we went to Creative Mornings, and I had like a weekend of friends staying over and got to show off the Gold Coast to them. And then this, like I won this competition and I've been down here, and then we just found out that our apartment is like, what's it called, like unconditionally sold, so pretty much means it's ours. Like my agent called me yesterday and he was like, I'm putting the sold sign on the sign, and I was just like, oh my god, this is crazy. Like everything is just peaking at the moment. So I'm excited, but I'm just trying to fight that conversation as well. It's like, it's all gonna blow up and nothing's gonna work out. And I'm like, no, own it, be happy, be proud, be in the moment as well, and accept that you can have good things and it's just gonna be good. Anyway, that's it. I had an amazing few days. Gonna fly back to the Gold Coast, do some work this afternoon, and then yeah, a bit of catch up work tomorrow as well. Tomorrow's Friday, end of the week, cram it all in. I feel like I've seen a few emails pop up during this retreat that I'm like, oh god, I gotta deal with that on Friday. So yeah, a bit of catch ups, but also mindfulness moving forward from this, just learning to have a bit more balance and make time to do things that fulfill you. It's been a really good month of that. Not every month is like this. Some months I'm literally don't put makeup, don't go outside, don't go interact with people, sitting at home behind the laptop. I'm excited to see what happens over the next few months. Got some fun projects coming up. Got the move and the renos and having my own space again. Oh my god, I'm not going to know myself